Good afternoon, everyone. This is Pastor Wayman Burton from Water of Life Christian Church, and I wanted to share this short video with you to encourage your heart and answer some questions that many people may have about this current pandemic. We are living in unprecedented times. We have never seen anything like this in our lifetime. But I wanted to encourage and let you know that God has so trusted you to live in this generation. He so trusted you to be a bearer of truth and a bringer of hope in life to people who don't believe and have no hope. He has so trusted you as his agent and as his ambassador in this difficult generation. And I want to encourage you and empower you to be what God has called you to be. So though these are difficult days, you have been entrusted by him to be a bringer of hope and a bearer of truth. As we get into these questions in just a few minutes, many of us have had questions about this current pandemic and want to know, is this something related to the end times, or where does this come from? Is God judging the world from this? And we're going to get into these questions in just a moment, and you can take these answers and share them with family and friends to give them hope and answers during a time where there seem to be few and far between.
Is COVID-19 a part of the apocalypse or judgments we see in the book of Revelation?
That's a very good question. The short answer is no. The book of Revelation has a series of judgments. The first series of judgments are called the seal judgments. The second series of judgments are called the trumpet judgments. And the third series of judgments are called the bowl judgments. And those are judgments poured out on this world, the wrath of God poured out on an unbelieving and sinful mankind. We are not living in the 7-year tribulation period. In Daniel chapter 9, we find out that the tribulation period begins when the Antichrist signs a 7-year agreement with Israel. He signs a 7-year agreement with Israel, and that signing of that agreement is what begins what we know as the 7-year tribulation period. That has not happened yet. I also believe that we as God's people are going to be caught away, or what's known as the rapture of the church, before the signing of that 7-year agreement. I believe that God's people will escape the wrath that God is going to pour out on this world. So I wanted to let you know that this current pandemic and this current crisis is not a plague of Revelation. The 7-year tribulation period has not begun yet. The Antichrist has not yet been revealed, and that 7-year period has not begun yet. And so even though this crisis is dangerous and unlike anything we've ever seen, it is not anywhere close to what the plagues of Revelation will be like. And I believe that those of us as God's people will escape that wrath. I believe that God is going to catch away his church before that 7-year tribulation period. So I wanted to answer the question, no, the current coronavirus, as difficult, as harmful as it may be, is not one of the plagues we find in Revelation. That has not happened yet.
Is God punishing humanity with the coronavirus as judgment?
That's a very good question. God is not the taker of life. He is the giver of life. According to John chapter 10, it is the thief, the devil, Satan, that kills, steals, and destroys, but God is the one who gives life. However, there have been many times throughout human history that God has allowed the destructive force of Satan to be a means of judgment and to bring sinful man to repentance. I do not believe that our current coronavirus is a judgment from God. I do believe, however, that God has allowed this to happen, and I do believe that he will use this crisis and use this pandemic and use this difficult time to draw men to repentance. I do believe he will use this as a time for us to reprioritize and to examine and to know what's really important in life. I don't believe this is a divine judgment, but I do believe God has allowed it divinely, and that he will use this time to draw men to him and to draw us closer to him. And so even as we talk to people and we talk to our family and friends about this, that we let them know this is not a divine judgment, but God has allowed it so that he can show us what's really important in life and draw us closer to him. So I want to encourage you not to be worried about the judgment, but be thankful for his grace. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. I encourage you to share this video with your family and friends. Text it to them, email it to them, share it on social media, because very likely They have some of the same questions that we answered today, and you can share this with them and they too can get these answers. Once again, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video, and I'm looking forward to doing this again real soon. God bless.